In this video, we're gonna check out the 2023 BMW M5 Comp. It's super sick, let's get into it. My name is Nikolai. I like to film and build cool cars. If you're new here, consider subscribing and hitting the bell icon so you stay up to date. We're gonna learn a whole lot about cars and see some pretty cool stuff. Let's jump into the video. So let's check it out. So the M5 Comp, this thing is pretty sick. It's kind of like a supercar in the form of a sedan. So right off the front here, we can see that BMW still is retaining the rectangular grille on the front versus having like the M3s and the M4s where they have the really long looking nose. But I think this looks super good. But something to note is it seems like it's just getting bigger and bigger every year, but I think it looks pretty sick. So with the front, they have the new redesigned headlight. It doesn't have like the full circular type of headlight where like the older BMWs had it, but I do like this. I think it's a little bit more aggressive with the new updated front end. And then also all the aerodynamics on this car are very like for the function. So it almost acts like an air dam in the front, and you've got some nice gloss black plastic here as well. This car's just all about function. It's a sedan, but it probably performs better than a lot of sports cars, especially for the money. You're getting a lot of car. And then this also is a very beautiful blue color. Now the wheels, these are really big wheels. They almost look like a UFO to me. They're so big, but they also look really good. And you can see the M Performance brakes right there. You can also option ceramics on this car, but that's like a lot of money, but I think these perform very well. And I mean, they're humongous. If you just look at them, like relative to my hand, like they're going to perform amazing. If you get the ceramics, that's just going to be incredible. But I think the cool thing about this BMW here is that it's really like a track car that you can drive there. You can daily drive. And then this thing also has massaged seats, whole body active. Oh, I feel it moving. I think it's going. Oh wait, this is so sick. This is like too luxury for me. I'm not used to this. So you can literally drive this thing to the track with, you know, your seats massaging you, and then hit the racetrack and then come back in luxury. And it's like, it's insane how this car can just do it all, which is really incredible. And then moving along to the side of the car, this car is big, but it doesn't feel big when you drive it. And what's really cool is this car doesn't have it optioned, but you can actually option a carbon fiber roof onto the car. And I've seen it on like the E90 M3s and all the other M Performance cars. And I think the carbon fiber roof is like really sick because not a lot of cars have that. And especially seeing that on a sedan is amazing. And if you actually do option it, it is going to take off 8 pounds off the roof of the car. And with the way center of gravity works, if you're taking 8 pounds off the roof of the car, that's a lot because that's the highest part of the car. So taking off 8 pounds is a pretty big deal. And then looking at the fender here, actually, which is pretty cool. You get your little competition badge here with the vent, and it's all functional. It's all there. Nothing here is really just for show. It is fully there for function, which is really nice. And then I love the design on the side mirrors here. They kind of come in, and then there's a little bit right here, but it doesn't actually touch the car. It's just a little extension, like a little fin. Looks super good. And then you also get the black trim on the car because this one obviously has the black trim package. And then also the little spoiler on the back, I think it looks super good. And you also get the redesigned taillights on here. I really love how they're doing like this little black outline to them. But the thing is, it's not like a tint, but it makes it look like it's tinted. So it looks really nice. I'm seeing a lot of new cars using this feature. I really do like it. And then moving along to the back of the car. So what's cool to me about the M5 Comp is that it's such a good looking car, but also the way everything works for function rather than form, but also having form. It's kind of interesting because you get the best of both worlds, but everything on this car is for the purpose of performance and also luxury. So you get a really sick rear diffuser on here. So you get black exhaust on the car, and we'll put an exhaust video here. This thing sounds really good. Keep in mind, this is all factory, so that's a really good sound for the car. And then also you got your gloss black rear diffuser, super aggressive. I mean, keep in mind, this is a sedan, and we've got these like fins here, these cutouts, everything is so aggressive. It's a really nice looking car. And let's go ahead and get one last look at the silhouette of the car. So the way the body lines cut in, it's so nice. You've got such an aggressive line here. Even with the gas cap, it like folds over. Looks super good and almost makes the car look a little bit wider because you've got it cutting in and then extending out over the arches. Looks so good. And overall, I think it's a very good looking car from the exterior. But now let's go and check it out from the interior. Now for the interior of the car, this thing, it looks really good in here. So right off the bat, the materials in this car feel amazing. We've got Alcantara on the headliner. The leather on the steering wheel feels so good. Just shaped very nice. Like it's obviously going to be a circle, right? but the way your thumbs kind of form into it, it's got a little bit thicker here. It really just feels well, and it supports your hands super nice. And it's also a thicker wheel than most cars, and that's what I see BMW doing, especially in their M cars, is the wheels they just feel really good. And then you've also got like more leather here. You've got a little carbon fiber here, a little bit of gloss black plastic, which I do. I like it. A lot of people maybe are not a big fan of it. They prefer like carbon fiber, but this car kind of has everything. You got your ambient lighting, your gloss black plastic, your carbon fiber. Looks really nice. The display on this car is also digital. Overall, a very nice interior, and one thing to note is that this car also has 2 buttons. It's got M1 and M2. Being an M5, you get these really cool buttons, so you can actually configure the car and do what you'd want with it. So for example, M1, you can set it to be like rear wheel drive, and then maybe stiffen up the suspension or do the exhaust in a certain mode. And then also for M2, you can change it to maybe be an all-wheel drive, softer ride, maybe if you want to just have fun with it. You can really just configure it exactly to how you want it and just click the button and it puts that configuration on the car, which is super nice because this car is a very driver focused car. All the instruments here kind of face towards you, and this car is just built for being a luxury focused, like luxury and driving focused car, because it's so nice when you can have a car that you can take to the racetrack, you can take on the mountains, you can just enjoy it, you know, have fun with it. But then also if you need to take your kids to school, you can 100% do that. Let's talk about the active driving assistant in this car. So essentially, the way the name entails it, it's almost like you have someone else helping you or assisting you with the car. So it actually has an eye sensor here on the speedometer. And what it does is, as the name entails, it'll detect if your eyes are looking, you know, on the road. So as long as you're looking at the road, essentially the car will fully drive for you, essentially, right? It won't do everything, but like in terms of stopping at a red light, if the car in front of you is slowing down, it'll also slow down. It can change lanes for you. It can also keep the lane for you. So basically all the main things that you'd want out of like a self-driving car, you can get out of this, and it does a phenomenal job at it, which is really nice. And then something that's also really sick is that you can adjust everything, especially when you put it into M mode and you go to setup. You can actually adjust your engine. So if you want efficient, sport plus, chassis, you can do the same things. One of my favorite things is with xDrive, you can actually adjust if you want it four-wheel drive sport, or two-wheel drive. So you can literally make this thing a rear-wheel drive car if you want to go have fun with it, or you can also have all-wheel drive, especially if you're trying to launch it or, you know, actually drive the car more aggressively. You can really just choose what you want with it and really fine-tune it, which is all super nice. And now let's check out the engine in the M5. So being an M5, this thing's basically a supercar in the form of a sedan. So you've got a 4.4 liter twin turbo V8 in here. This thing is sick. It looks really great. I mean, you've got little carbon fiber accents. You've got a dual intake setup. Really nice looking engine bay, but let's go ahead and hear this engine. So there you have it. That was the M5 Comp. This thing is wicked. I really enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. But other than that, if you did enjoy the video and do want to see many more in the future just like it, please do make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.